Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. I have to make some video, right? Otherwise I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna close it, I'm gonna show you. You see, it's closed now. Okay, what I have done till now. I already put the bearings in place on this side and on this side. I secure it, lock tight, torque down the bolts, everything's fine. Then with the help of this tool, okay, that I adjust also the height, I was able to press correctly inside properly the input and output shaft, the gears, and they spin fine, how it's supposed to spin. I put also the seam on the output shaft because there is one seam. The output or the input? No, the output shaft, yes. Okay, already it's been done already. Now the pipe, it's in place. This and this bolt, it's been torqued down fine. The reverse gear, the shaft for the reverse gear, the bolt, it's in place but it's not torqued down. For the housing here, for the plate, the bolt, it's here. This I can even torque it down because you have this one here. Yes, I can torque down this. The new sensor in place. Okay, the wiring is being routed properly for the speed sensors, one here and the other one there inside. This is the plastic cap for the breather here. The wiring here at this point to don't grab it with the between the two housings. Fine. The plug in place, secured. Fine. Also this pin, I can secure it, this bolt. Alright, here the parking gear, the snap ring in place, also the snap ring on the input shaft, the plastic cover I already put inside, and this needle bearing, it has to come like that, this way with some lubrication. It has a chamfering here to enter inside, a little bit of lubrication here and here when we're gonna enter inside to don't hurt it. Fine, we are looking good. Now all this job, it happened because of the stupid shaft, like I said before. And what I saw now, I was ready to put the parking brake. Now if you try to put it from this side, I'm gonna do that with one hand. What's my point? From one side it's not entering, from the other side it's entering, because there are different dimensions. It's not gonna get inside from this side. It's not going in. It's not going inside on this or on the bracket. It's not entering inside. But the other side, if I flip it, it goes. Nice and tight. So I have to machine this end. This end here, because I'll have to measure it. And I want to see also sideways here if any edge it comes in. No, it's not coming, so I have to measure it. I need to finish this one. Now, the one thing that's remaining to bring me to from the parts, it's also the nut. That's what they said, that it's coming, it's on the way. Fine. Moving on. Continue. Torque wrench, it's here. Some other parts are here. The old one, the old sensor, it's here. The wiring extension for the solenoids here, not now. Alright, that's the box I'm gonna put inside, and with the old parts back to the owner. Classic, like any other time. So far, so good, all nice. Let's move on. Yeah, it makes sense why it's not entering inside. Okay, now this side, it's at 5 millimeters. One second, let's make it this way. 498, yeah, that's how much I found earlier actually, 498. And if I turn now this side, it's 5.12, a little bit more than a 10 of millimeter. and it makes sense why it's not entering inside. Yay, lovely. Obviously I'm gonna remove some material from the shaft, not from the brackets. Finishing with the parking brake here. Okay, I'll put the self-locking nut back in place, torque it down. I fix also the shaft. It's okay. I'm waiting one nut from this side. Alright, it goes inside, it's okay, and that's how it works when you move it. Now, all the story here, all this job, it happened because of this. That's the major reason why. Because they destroy the shaft, like I said before, okay? The shaft and the nut. The nut, it's the last thing, but it is what it is. So, this shaft and this bracket here, it's purely only for the parking brake. It's not like the Mercedes that's actuating a valve inside. This one, it's purely only to lock the parking brake. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. I'm gonna repeat it again. It's not like if you see on the valve body, there is this valve here that when you're moving on the Mercedes the lever and you're going front and back, it's been connected to this and it's arranging the oil pressure, alright? Not on this transmission. So whoever before touched the shaft and tried to manipulate like this without the bracket, to me it doesn't make any sense. Because the order, the electrical part of the transmission, the order, it's getting it from the tower inside. When you move your hand, this happening over there. It's not happening here or inside the transmission. This is purely the wire that has here. It's just only for the parking brake. That's it. There is not even a sensor that monitoring, let us say, if it's on parking or not. Alright, that even if I disconnect it and I lock it on the neutral position, not in a parking, if let us say you get this and you keep it in neutral like that and you just remove the wire, you're gonna be actuated the car. You're not gonna go in parking. That's it. So it was pointless, yes, for me at least, to mess with that. This shaft here, you're gonna remove it only if you have to remove the transmission. If you have to open the transmission, because passing through the gears, through the plates, yeah, then yes, you have to open it. You're gonna tell me, I think that I mentioned that before, I'm gonna say that again. You're gonna tell me, okay, why you didn't stop there? Because it was a good chance to open it, to inspect everything and clean it at the same time. You're not doing this every day, and when you reach at this point, it does need so many things to continue in, right? Then, the second thing, why? It's this sensor. This, they fail for the gear. This is monitoring, like I said, this, and this magnet, right? And this one, sorry, and this one, at this point here, where is located each one of these. So if it's engaged the gear, you're not gonna, it has to put it in neutral first and then, clearly. Moving on. Okay, let's see that again, because now it's coming the time to close it, to close the cover. It should be fine here, okay? The membrane, it's nice and soft. I put lubrication here. I have put lubrication here, okay? Here and here. I put a little bit of lubrication on these pins. That's not that much important, just to slide nicely here inside, okay? Then here, a little bit of lubrication at the beginning. No need that much, because you're gonna make hydraulic, you're not gonna have from anywhere to come out. That's why it's a little bit of lubrication around on the pin here and here, here and here. It's fine. A little bit of lubrication here on the shaft of the reverse gear, lubrication. Okay, the gasket, it's in place. It's been torqued down. It's been torqued down. It's been torqued down, and the gasket, it's under of this one, and the same thing here. Parking brake, this been torqued down. The magnet, it's back in place. The nut, it's been bolted, secured, but I didn't put the cap. I'm gonna put later on. the plastic piece here for the breather in place. Sensor, it's been torqued down. The bearing is at this place here. A little bit of lubrication here. The plastic piece is inside. It looks like I'm good to go, right? That's how it looks like. Let's close it. What's remaining? The shaft, the dual clutch diff, heat exchanger, pump goes front. This is for the output shaft. This is the pump housing with the pressure sensors. This for the diff, this for the diff, and this for the diff. Okay, this later on. This is the nylon, the one that I fixed before, for the to replace the bearings. I have inside also this, that's for the diff, behind the diff. This it goes later, the pistons, and then I have also this, the four sleeves that goes from front. So I'm not forgetting something outside. This is the old one with the old nut. This goes back to the owner. I need the adapters. This I already use it. I'm gonna use it again now as a support. I'm gonna put it down to have a support on the bearing, just in case, because what I'm doing, it has a support on the belt housing all around, and it has support also in the middle, so it sits equal. It's much better, right? Because I'm gonna press it to the output shaft and the input shaft. Yeah, it makes sense to put also this to have extra support. Yeah, I need all three of them, and I need to adjust the height. Yeah, let's continue. I'm gonna leave the phone and I'm gonna repeat that again, everything, to see that's okay, that the gasket is fine and doesn't have any heat or something, doesn't have any garbage, okay, that everything is supposed to be how it's supposed to be, and then closing it. I don't want to open it again. By the way, before I put this frame, before I put the pipe and the sensor here, first you put the plastic frame here, then you put the pipe, then you put the sensor. That's the correct order, because me, I make it other way around. I put the pipe, I put the sensor, and then I had to open again the sensor. I have to open again the pipe, put it inside, and then that's the correct order. There, that's why you see before it was not existing, this plastic frame. Yep, moving on. Now at this point, I put the rear housing back in place. So many things can go wrong. I'm gonna give you an example. If this bearing I push a little bit more up. This is for the pinion. This is for the pinion. I push a little bit more up to see that it goes in place. So from this one, I'm not afraid. Now, the shaft for the reverse gear has a housing here inside. If this goes sideways and I'm gonna start pushing, I'm gonna destroy it. If the two shafts for the fork that goes up and down, if it didn't align with the bush here, and I start pushing it, I'm gonna destroy it. You're never gonna shift the transmission, or you're gonna stuck in one gear, not one gear, you're gonna stuck in two gears, because you're gonna push both down. So yeah, it's not stressful at all. This adapter, it goes here, and this is I'm pushing the inner race of the bearing, okay? I'm pushing the inner race of the bearing, and here, down there inside, I'm getting this. Now this comes here at this point, there, and again I'm pushing the inner race of this bearing. These need to be on the same height, so I'm gonna press equal both of them down. Don't press first this one and then have a problem with the housing. That's what I was saying earlier, okay? And this one is gonna end up here. It's gonna come something like 4 or 5 millimeters till top. So I have to fix another one adapter here to put between. The idea is gonna be to leave this more height, but I did do it, okay? I'm gonna find one straight piece to put here and to start pushing here in the middle. Wish me luck. One mistake and then I'm fucked up. Hey, lovely, right? The stand, it's down over there, yeah. That most probably not gonna use it again, but in any case, we're gonna see, we're gonna figure it out. Back inside the engine room. I press it, okay. Some good news. The transmission is in neutral. I can move both input shafts, okay. I can move the output shaft, okay. I can put it on parking. Yeah, I need both hands to spin it. You stupid Tassos. Stay there, just a second. Dang it. Okay. So now it's on parking. Okay. And like I said, I can move both input shafts. It's in neutral. That means while I was pushing it, while I was pressing it in, I didn't move any fork. I didn't change a gear. I didn't engage any gear. That's a good one. That's a good news. Now let's put in neutral. Out of parking again. Alright, out of parking. Remove this. I need a nut for that. What I did to clear a little bit my mind, I take care a little bit the parts and the tools I put back in place. I'm very happy that I make these adapters, and this one obviously. It helped a lot. Without this, I'm not gonna be able to close it. Alright. Then there is one small problem. Not problem. I have this snap ring here. This C-clip snap ring. This is not being seated properly. And you see that I try to force it inside. Okay? Fortunately, I make 1-2 attempts and then I stop. I didn't continue. Because I said, I make one step back and I said, what the fuck are you doing, Tassos? Why are you doing this way? Inside here, have a threads. Okay? So I can easily make one bolt, make one adapter, and make it as a puller to pull more out. I need less than a 10 of millimeter to pull this out. Even a 10 of millimeter, it might be too much. I'm gonna put the shaft out to sit properly the safe, because I cannot press it more inside, and I don't want to force it that much. Okay, there was support from this side. I already put like I said before, I put this inside on the input shaft. Okay, there was also the support from the belt housing. Everything went well. I didn't hear any crack. That's important. Now, with what I'm gonna continue with? I'm not gonna continue with the tool. Okay. Why? Because the transmission is open. I want to start closing the transmission, and I'm gonna deal with that at the end. Please note that the bolts for the reverse gear, for the housing for these things, they went inside nicely. I didn't force anything. It went beautifully inside. That's a good one. That's a good. Only headache, it's gonna be nice if this was seated properly, so I'm gonna continue to don't have it in my mind, but this, like I said, I'm gonna deal with that at the end. It's not something that I can do now. Moving on, continue dressing it. All 4 sleeves and pistons in place. I wish that I can change the O-rings, but like I said, that's what they brought me. Okay, flash. Oh, come on. Do I jam the O-ring? 1 second, to do it with both hands, not with one hand. Okay, both caps back in place, alright. The O-ring, yes, the O-ring is here. Fine. Let's put it on. Finish, torque down to the pump, continue with the wiring and the rest of the parts. Continue with the differential. Cover here and here, a little bit of lubrication in the outer race, and putting also the diff. Diff back in place, dual clutch. Gear here, the plastic here, Okay, I wish to have a new cover, I wish to have a new seal. I don't have none of this, so I guess we're gonna go back in as it is. Yeah, continue. Finish with the basket and the cover, looking good. I can see the gear for the pump there inside. It's okay, it's good. Time for the shaft. I hope they don't have a leak. Right, I don't have to mention that, right? Yeah. And the shaft back in place. Okay, let's see where am I now. What's remaining? The valve body down here, it's with Omar outside. I don't have it here inside. That's the remaining parts. I need the nut for this, for the parking. This is for the heat exchanger. The new oil filter with the new bolts. The new bolts are down over there. Forget it. This not now. I need the nut. The seal not now, because I need to fix a puller to pull it by, to pull this out by not even a 10 of a millimeter, to be able to put the safe, the C-safe, this one. Okay, these two bolts, it was on the housing, Omar gave it to me. The yoke for the output shaft, I'm not gonna put it because I don't have the new nut. Splendid. Yeah, that's the status. I'm stopping here. Continue when we're gonna have the rest of the parts. I'm gonna cover it just in case. I'm gonna block these lines, this path here and up, to don't be contaminated. There's nothing here inside actually. Clean tables, it's not dirty, but just in case, for a peace of mind. That's it. That's it for now. Next video when I'm gonna get the rest of the parts and when we're gonna make the tool. Yay. Thank you very much.